All right, so let's go back to where we started this unit with this particular picture. All right, so this picture is a picture of a power plant, and what happens here is we have a transfer of energy occurring when we generate electricity. Okay, electricity has to be generated in some format, and what happens is with energy is there is a law of conservation of energy, just like there's a law of conservation of matter. And the law of conservation of energy states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can just be transformed into one form or another. And so, and there's basically two types of energy. There is potential energy, and there is kinetic energy. Okay? And they come in various forms of potential energy. There's magnetic potential energy, there's chemical potential energy, there's gravitational potential energy, but they all have one thing in common, and that is the energy of position. It's stored energy based on the position. And in the case of fossil fuels, which is what we're really looking at in this particular unit, the fossil fuel energy is stored energy, it's potential energy, and it's in the form of chemical energy. Okay, and that chemical energy is transformed into heat energy when the fossil fuel undergoes a combustion reaction. All right, and so the burner here is the start of the energy transfer from potential energy, where it's been stored for millions of years in the chemical bonds of the fuels. It's been stored, and then once it undergoes that combustion reaction, it gives off heat, and that's the beginning of the energy transfer process. All right, and so we're going to kind of try to take this process down. We know that we in the boiler we have water, and we're boiling the water. It's going from a liquid to a gas, and when it goes as the gas, it expands. Okay, and so every time when energy is transferred from one form to another, it's transformed basically in the form of heat or work. Okay, and most times it's both at the same time, heat and work occurring at the same time. Sometimes just heat, but anytime you're doing work, you're also transferring some energy as heat as well. Okay, so heat and work are how we transfer energy, and the forms are basically potential, different types of potential and different types of kinetic energy. All right, and so that energy then is transferred from potential to kinetic as it does work by moving the turbine, and then it is the turbine then cranks the generator, which then sets up a electric potential, which then starts the electric current. Okay, so we're just transferring from one type, potential kinetic, as we move through this process.